All right, guys, so BlackBerry has decided to go in a completely different direction. They've decided to just leave BlackBerry OS and go straight Android. And this isn't something that's new, obviously. This is definitely something that, we all know about. I'm looking for BlackBerry enthusiasts with this video. If you're a BlackBerry enthusiast, like meaning BlackBerry OS, not this new trend that BlackBerry has, this new thing that BlackBerry has. If you want to see BlackBerry stay with BlackBerry OS, this video is for you. If you don't like BlackBerry, just stop watching at this point, because this video discussion is about BlackBerry enthusiasts, people who are from the original breed of BlackBerries, and they're not too much of a fan of the direction of BlackBerry currently. Anyone can remain relevant in the smartphone world. You just have to bring something that people want to buy, or they're looking to improve on. So again, if you don't like BlackBerry, you saw the title, just don't bother commenting and saying that BlackBerry's dead and all this. Just move on. Don't even bother watching this video, because it's not for you. This video is for BlackBerry enthusiasts who want to see BlackBerry move forward with another BlackBerry OS device. Now, this device right here is my classic, and it still works. I'm actually using it with my Cricket SIM. This is unlocked, so it'll work with any SIM, but I've used this with T-Mobile, I've used this with Cricket, I've used it with AT&T. This phone is still good to me. I don't think that BlackBerry did such a great job on just bringing out the Keyone and abandoning the OS. I know they've made several phones with Android on it since then. They have no plans probably that we know of publicly, but I can guarantee you that, well, I would hope that there's somebody in the back room, that one person on the jury that's still saying, we've got to give it another shot. We've got to improve on BB10. Right now, the current version of BB10, I believe, is 10.3.2, which is what this one is on. If there's another version out, let me know and I'll download it and install it. But just talking about the operating system itself, it can run Android. Sorry, phone's dropping. It can run Android. It can run APKs. I have several APKs on here. The Instagram is APK, the Twitter, the Telegram, the Cricket app. What else is an APK? I believe that my T-Mobile one is an APK, because I use this phone with different providers. But nonetheless, I haven't had any problems with maps and things like this. Phone is a productivity person's. This is a productivity king to a person. Phones like this. And when OEMs bail on something that actually was pretty sweet, that they should have stuck with, because they're not getting any financial gain on it, I understand. I wouldn't stick with something that I'm not getting that much financial gain on. But when you have so many followers out there that are still heavily invested in your OS, and then you switch and you just decide, I'm switching to Android. I'm ditching on BlackBerry OS and I'm just doing Android. So forget what y'all think. That's a little frustrating. This is not new that BlackBerry switched to a different OS on their devices. It's not new. That's not where I'm going. All I'm saying is there has to be at least one person out there in the judge and jury when they're having these meetings saying, we got to try it one more time with BBOS. They can hear us. They can see us online asking for BBOS. I'm not the only one that's looking for BBOS. There's plenty of people out there who like BBOS. This OS right here is so smooth, and I can run Android apps. It's a smooth, the hub. I didn't have to get into the hub, but this is a smooth operating system. That's just what it is. I like these card views. I like how the operating system runs. I can have a lot of things open. I can do a lot with this operating system. And this device right here is running a Snapdragon S4 Plus. This is an old processor. The phone right here was released in 2014. This phone is old. It's old, but it still works. I love this just the way BBOS works. And I'm not the only one. All I'm saying is BlackBerry, you know, you guys really should reconsider if you have. I still think that there's, like I said before, I think there's a lot of people out there that work for BlackBerry that still have a BlackBerry Classic, that still have a BlackBerry Passport, they still have all these BlackBerry devices with BBOS, and they're still saying the same thing I'm saying, and several other people. We need to definitely get this thing updated. We need to give it a shot. Like, if they can waste money on bringing out the Priv, which flopped, they can bring out the DTEC 50 and the DTEC 60 way overpriced. They're basically just Alcatel Idol 4S and Idol 4. And then you got the Keyone. Then you got the Aurora, which should have probably come to the US, but didn't. It's for India. So, and I don't even know if that actually officially got released. However, you got phones like the Leap that should have leaped out there at a better price when it first launched, and you would have sold a lot. Then you got this Classic, and the Passport sold like a boss, you know. They brought out the limited edition Classics in all the different colors, the blue and the white. They just didn't produce enough of them. The Z30 is still a great phone. BlackBerry 7 OS is actually really sweet. Like, if you have a BlackBerry Curve 9320 or 9220, or you have the 9720, you kind of get a mixture of BlackBerry OS 10 and BlackBerry 7. BlackBerry OS 7 was actually pretty sweet for enthusiasts who knew about BlackBerry OS 7. You know, I frequently try to look for devices like that, and I could definitely find BlackBerry 9720. That's actually one that I've been trying to collect. I had a lot of opportunities to buy it, but they still want a lot of money for it. That's how good it possibly is. So another good one is the BlackBerry 9790. That is a fantastic one right there. I really like that one. Yeah. So again, this video is not for people who are using the current versions, like with the integration of Android. This video is for people who are totally looking for BlackBerry to stand up and do what they should do, is at least give it another shot. They should give it another shot. They should definitely bring out another form of BBOS. Just the way this phone runs, and it's so old, it's fantastic. There's people out there who still use BlackBerry. There's people out there who like BlackBerry, and they're not getting what they want out of BlackBerry. I don't have any more stock in BlackBerry, because once they started to, once they just completely, it made us BlackBerry enthusiasts feel like, oh, y'all just gonna bail on us? Okay. That kind of, I was like, what's the purpose of me keeping stock in a company who doesn't believe in themselves with their primary OS? Kind of disappointing. So, you know, you just got to ask yourself, my gosh, you know, is this even worth getting? You know, is this even worth keeping, I should say? It's not. BlackBerry OS, to me, is probably one of the smoothest, most buttery smooth operating systems. And as you can see, this old BlackBerry from 3 years ago still works like a champ. There's probably a lot of people out there who still have their original BB10 devices, and they're going to keep them. And they're going to use them daily. I've actually been using this one today. I'm going to continue to use it. The keyboard is great. It's got great tactile feedback. It's still clicky and mushy where it needs to be. You know, there's no fingerprint reader and all that stuff built into the space bar like on the new Keyone, but that's okay. I don't use this phone for speed of navigating through apps and things like that, but this phone can run Android apps, and BlackBerry needs to capitalize on that. Bring us an updated version of BB10, BB11, and make some of your fans, your loyal long-term fans, happy. That's what this video is about. I'm going to actually link this video to John Chen. I want you guys to flood John Chen. If you're a true BlackBerry enthusiast of BB10, that's what I want you to do. Link this video to John Chen on Twitter and all his social media. And any BlackBerry anywhere. You know, they'll probably bring back with Keyone and stuff like that, but you just keep pushing this video out, letting them know we want another BB10 device. I might even title that video this, if I haven't already. So, BlackBerry enthusiasts for BB10, BB11, BB12, you know where I'm going. Leave a comment. I want to talk to you. It's your man Jay Will. See you in the next one. Take care.